So I don't want to hear any Democrat or anyone say, hey, we got to be professional, we got to, keep the integrity of blah, blah. I don't want to hear that. Don't talk to people who want to say the election was stolen if you haven't checked the individuals who 4 or 5 years are still saying the election was stolen with zero, nada, zilch proof. Now, to be honest, do I have my doubts? Of course I do. Of course I do have my doubts and my questions. You know what I'm saying? Part of me wants to go down that conspiracy rabbit hole. Yes, we all do. It is tempting because it does kind of satisfy that feeling in you on like, why the hell did we lose? To not just lose, but to an idiot, a literal walking old ass idiot, racist idiot. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. And it's cool to have doubts. And what makes it even worse is we are submitting a win to individuals, okay? Individuals for the past 4, almost 5 years, and probably even still today, would say that in 2020, it was rigged, that he was cheated, that he really won. Like, they can't even get over that. But, we, individuals have the graces and the integrity and the understanding to say, hey, we lost. Your numbers are bigger than ours. You win. But it is kind of hard to accept a loss by people who's never accepted their loss. And what I'm about to show you, like hearing Elon and Trump talk, like a couple of weeks before the election, it does kind of bring up some weird feelings. Like, really? Did he win? Are you sure? You know what I'm saying? If Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton or anyone would have said the things that they're going to say that we're going to watch together, it would be game over. People would still be going crazy, like literally going crazy. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Our little secret, we're going to do really well with the House, right? Our little secret is having a big impact. He and I have a secret. We'll tell you what it is when the race is over.
we have a what is the secret? I mean, I'm not on social media 24/7, and he won the election like what, maybe almost 2 weeks ago. Has he told us what that secret is? I want to know, because after hearing that, it sounds a little shady. And with Elon Musk talking here, it gets even shadier.
If we lose them.
It does seem that way. You can't just be like, yo,
yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Will I see my children? I don't know.
The Democrat.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's hard to take people serious when they have the money and the resources and the intentions behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen enough murder mystery shows to know that a person needs a reason why to do something, and do they have the ability to? Has Trump ever lied to anyone, screwed anyone over, tried to cheat like he did that a couple years ago, and do they have the resources to do it? Yes. By a lot, so they check a lot of these boxes, and it's like, it's hard to not fall down that rabbit hole and say the election was stolen. So let's take a listen.
Counterpart to QAnon, known as BlueAnon, is running wild with election conspiracy theories. Like its right-wing counterpart, QAnon, the far left's BlueAnon, is also rooted in denialism at all costs. Trump cheated began to trend on X after the race was called in his favor, according to Gordon Krovitz, CEO of the ratings transparency system NewsGuard. In an interview with Wired, Krovitz said there were 92,100 mentions of Trump cheated on X since midnight on November 6th, with several social media users baselessly accusing Trump of stealing votes with the help of Republicans and billionaire Elon Musk, using the hashtag Trump cheated. So what kind of conspiracy theories are they pushing? Well, first was the idea that 20 million votes were missing. Dinesh D'Souza, who wrote and directed 2000 Mules, really capitalized on this theory, more so to his own advantage, tweeting, "Kamala got 60 million votes in 2024. Does anyone really believe Biden got 80 million in 2020? Where did those 20 million Democratic voters go? The truth is, they never existed. I think we can put the lie about Biden's 80 million votes to rest once and for all." Now, this spurred conspiratorial talk on both sides, but BlueAnon really ran wild with it. And here's the fact check. Keep in mind, this was published November 6th. While at publication time, the Associated Press's vote count was indeed 16 million votes lower than that for the 2020 election. The explanation is trivially simple. The entirety of the vote hasn't been tabulated yet.
Yeah.
But the conspiracy theories get even crazier. One of the most insane ones is that Elon Musk's Starlink satellites were used to increase Trump's numbers. Take a look.
This was brought to my attention yesterday from a friend of mine. His name is Mr. Wheezy. I'm sorry.
Okay. when I first heard that part, Mr. Wheezy, I was like, I don't know if you want to tell people that. Like, just tell, you got it from an unknown source or, whatever. But, like, just to say Mr. Wheezy already sounds pretty crazy. Not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep that kind of information to yourself and proceed. But just starting off with that is like, oh, yeah, you heard it from a crazy person. So
sent me a video letting me know that California and other swing states were able to use Starlink in order to tally up and to count ballot votes or voting ballots in their state. Why were they connected to the internet? There is absolutely zero reasons as to why those systems were connected to the internet. Those machines have absolutely no problem tallying up votes like they have done since the beginning of time. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to come in here and talk about, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and help you because I know, there's a lot more people voting and it's going to be difficult, this and this and that. There's not a lot of people that volunteer to help, blah, 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 blah. Let me help you to tally up the votes in order to be able to help you guys and make things easier for you. Oh, what a sweetheart you are.
That video has been...
Now, I would understand that, but I think I give people a little bit more credit, especially when they know that they are in charge of probably one of the biggest elections that's going to happen in some decades. I'm pretty sure there's some individuals that are smarter to not allow a billionaire who wants a certain political opponent to win be in charge of providing internet to voting machines. I think somebody, it would have to go through a lot of channels, a lot of people before someone says, hey, I don't think this is a good idea. So like, I understand the whole, the idea behind it, Starlink, like I get how that in a scenario that could be a problem, but I would need to see some proof, which they're about to get into, on that actually happening. Because it has to be a lot of balls dropping, and not in that sense, but it would have to be a lot of people fumbling to get that to happen. And if that happened, then show me, what I'm saying? Just like the Georgia state, show me. All right, let's
viewed 4.5 million times.
Oh my God.
Now, according to Newsweek, an Act for Progress account, who has Biden Harris and Harris Walls in its X bio, attempted to back those claims by replying to the viral post with a video of podcaster Joe Rogan explaining that Musk allegedly knew that Trump would defeat Vice President Kamala Harris 4 hours before the election was called. Now, remember, Trump was screaming about election interference in the weeks leading up to and even the day of the election. But regardless, here are the actual facts regarding the voting machines. According to the Associated Press last month, voting machines are generally not connected to the internet. With a few exceptions, however, there are some jurisdictions in a few states that permit ballot scanners to transmit unofficial results using a mobile private network after voting ends on Election Day and after memory cards containing the vote tallies have been removed. When an internet connection is necessary, election officials typically utilize private networks to reduce the risk of malicious activity. They also take additional measures to scan their systems for potential vulnerabilities and threats. Additionally, Chip Trowbridge, the chief technology officer of Clear Ballot, a voting system manufacturer, tested and approved by the Federal Election Assistance Commission, told ABC News last month, those systems absolutely cannot have any network. He said, in fact, if you look at the machines from Clear Ballot, the only wire that comes out of them is a power cord. He added that ballot scanners aren't capable of having any Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, radio, or network connection at all. So to be clear, there's no evidence that Starlink satellites were used to change the vote tallies. And I think the interesting thing for me, Cenk, Elon Musk claimed he knew the outcome of the election 4 hours before. I think a lot of us knew the outcome days before. It seemed pretty clear.
Yeah. So look, guys, I mean, there's 1,000 things here. First of all, that 20 million votes is down to 7.6 and they're still counting. Yeah. And you're thinking, well, how could they possibly be counting? California is just incapable of counting votes and finishing elections. Do you know that in my election from 2020, it's only still 76% reporting? Okay, so anyway, so those numbers are totally, utterly wrong at this point. So second of all, what did we ask you guys to do when the Republicans started lying about losing the election? Oh no, we won. We kept saying one word over and over: evidence. Mm-hmm. You need evidence that an election was stolen and that you won when you didn't win, etc. Right? Yeah. And the Trump team had 61 cases to bring out about the evidence, and they brought 0. So now, what is BlueAnon doing? We don't need no stinking evidence. Mr. Wee said it. Okay, if Mr. Wee said it, well, then it's got to be true, which sounds incredibly similar to QAnon, who was like, "What do you mean? Q said it." I can't wait for Q and Wees to get into the octagon and figure this thing out. Okay, so look, and then the final irony is that BlueAnon is using the same guy as QAnon did, which is Dinesh D'Souza. I mean, like, if you've gone to Dinesh D'Souza, you've gone too far. Okay.
All right. So I think you guys kind of got the gist of, I think it's gist of it. Okay, whatever. Once again, I mean, it brings out a lot of questions, that are not going to be answered, of course, because they won, so they don't have to prove anything. The proof of burden lies on the people who think they cheated. But one thing that I will advocate for and stand 10 toes deep is I am not going to shun. I'm not going to talk down. I'm not going to laugh at individuals who want to say the election was stolen. Because like I said at the top of this video, we allowed Republican voters and politicians, people who are in power like Elon Musk, Trump himself is lying about the 2020 election, which caused an insurrection. So I don't want to hear any Democrat or anyone say, hey, we got to be professional, and, we got to, keep the integrity of blah, blah. I don't want to hear that. Don't talk to people who want to say the election was stolen if you haven't checked the individuals who 4 or 5 years are still saying the election was stolen with zero, nada, zilch proof. Okay? So let these people have fun as long as no one's getting hurt, no one's getting shot, there's no insurrection. Harris is not saying the election was stolen. Biden is not saying that. No top officials are saying that. So that's the major difference still. So we got a long way to go before it starts getting crazy. So let these people say what they want to say. We shouldn't be talking down on them because we allowed the Republican Party to do this for years. And once again, I am tired of the double standards. I'm not gonna play nice while they're sitting here saying whatever they want, talking about everyone in they mama. And we just got to sit here and, you know, like Michelle Obama said, you know, when they go low, we go high. Nah, I'm not doing that no more. If they go low, trust me, I can go lower. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of being a punching bag. No more. Not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So, but once again, if you guys disagree with anything or you do agree with anything that I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below or hit that Discord link so we can have that one-on-one talk. I don't know what this is, but I'm doing it anyway. And like always, let's have that conversation.